Proverbs 15:24. The path of life leads upward for the prudent, to keep them from going down to the realm of the dead. Now, prudent means running in the way of righteousness, for example. It means scrambling to do the right thing. It means being efficient and logical, keeping up to date, etc. So this video is about breaking down the process of organized trickery-based rape, organized rape by deception, which occurs with other types of rapes. We'll break it down into terms of 5 steps, cover some details, and there's some things I'm missing, but we'll just work with this for now. So number 1, scientific calculation for white supremacy. Scientific racist and scientific rapist are connected. So when you demonize one group unfairly and make it harder for them to acquire a suitable helper, you're basically tricking other women into choosing you. This is a key form of trickery-based rape. I suggest you write it down. It's demonizing other people unfairly, changing their videos, poisoning them, editing their pictures like they're doing to me, but they've done it to whole races of people. Even though most whites, the vast majority of whites and Jewish women, who together make up the majority of people in this country, are going to date their own race. These are clannish people. So it's aimed at the non-white, non-Jew, for the Pocahontas effect, if you will. So they use psychology, chemistry, TV, peer pressure, coercion, you name it. It's a scientific, calculated kind of blueprint and framework. Point number 2, the projecting white rape supremacy energy, if you will, under the guise of masculinity. I've listed some groups to help you understand the types of people that do it. Police, military, bikers, pickup truck drivers, bodybuilders, etc. Sometimes even skateboarders. This kind of arrogant, angry, kind of what the liberals might call toxic masculinity, but they wouldn't dare put it this way, I'd imagine. That point is key. They're projecting this white rape energy, and it's getting embraced. Are these guys shunned by women? No. I'm shunned for pointing it out. I'm shunned for righteousness' sake. I'm shunned for being the top martial artist. These guys are embraced by their victims and by horrible, horrible women who are so evil you can call them more allies than victims. We'll get to that. All right, point number 3. The slut effect, if you will, the slut trigger, right? These guys like to say she's a slut, an abuser, and raper. But it's not as simple as women are the victims and there's no such thing as a slut. There is such a thing as a slut. And she tends to shun heroes. Sluts tend to sleep with people in a way that's socially normative. And it is unofficially banned to insist on true love. Name one movie that shows us true love. There isn't a single movie. Closest thing to it, Romeo and Juliet, 2 rich brats in a play. Not the same thing. True love is not projected by society. It is unofficially banned, and it has to do with eugenics, scientific racism, social Darwinism, sexual control, sexual sadism, scientific Satanism, etc. So what is promiscuous clothing? What is sexually provocative clothing? Sexually suggestive clothing. Okay? The idea is to trigger the part of the brain of white people, especially, but their allies, that makes them say, that's unfair, she deserves it, she's asking for it. Okay, they see the cleavage and like, fuck, I wish I could fuck that kind of thing. And then at some point they run a train on her as a fraternity, as a football team, in the military, even police, etc. Control freaks, sexual control and control freaks. There's a sexual component to control, okay, when done outside the divine order, at least. The stripper-like dress. Those people say, well, what do you mean? Just because she's dressed in that doesn't mean she's dressing sexy. They call it that themselves. Strippers pick clothes that are sexually provocative and sexually suggestive on purpose because that's their job. To make guys dick hard and to not use their fucking heads and to break bread. A dog-eat-dog system where the guys are said to be dogs and the women are said to be bitches. All right, so there's also the corporate fetish. There's all kinds of this. There's the bathing suit. There's the jogger and the tight pants, yoga pants. There's anything that it can be considered sexy is there on purpose to trigger the white supremacy rape energy. Can you imagine all the knuckleheads who say, no, you sound like a commie. You sound like a liberal. I'm not a commie. I'm not a liberal. I am the top martial artist, the son of 2 doctors, 1 a brain surgeon. Who are you? I'd love to hear how your social norms, instead of addressing my specific points, put you above me. I'd love to hear it. Anyway, so we have a bunch of, bunch of people like catfish, gays, women aren't attractive, okay? Take advantage of the situation, okay? Because it's designed to get the bad guys to get the good pussy and to get people to settle, set them up, settlement, okay? Set the principles of evil, sexual immorality, storms, chaos, etc., okay? People that kind of look like Van Damme, Luke Skywalker, the jackal-faced person, okay? Not necessarily a race, mind you. A gene expression that starts in Africa, and with white people, for whatever reason, they're the most influential version of it. All right, so what is the good pussy? It's like the idea Snow White is superimposed on. It's like the idea of the fair maiden. It's the idea of Pocahontas. It's the idea of the attractive, healthy-skinned female that is desirable. They're supposed to be virtuous. The fair maiden is supposed to be under the auspices, under the control of the pharaoh, who treats them fairly. Not a corrupt system and the despicable corporations that have made it so, and the managerial class, etc. Point number 4. Lesbians prey on people too, even the so-called nice guy. Beware of the good guy, bad guy psychology. Problem solution. Some sissy-ass vegan liberal, some sissy-ass square who's like, hi. He's not challenging the system. Why should he get the most attractive women? Why should he get an attractive woman? If you don't man up, you shouldn't get the most desirable women. It's called romantic justice. Do I got to elaborate on it? Are you a fucking idiot too? Anyway, there's also the contrast effect. Point number 5. Bunch of rich people like the English, Prince Humperdinck. Oh yes, just make them look like rabble, and the women will come flocking to us. You build it, they will come. This kind of thing. So it's the governing class, Beverly Hills, Palo Alto, rich bitch, crest-wearing bitch, frat bitch, gentleman's club bitch, social club bitch, politician bitch, bitch-ass motherfuckers, corporate bitch. And the idea is to make people like me look bad, the black faces, the buck dancing, the mocking, the sabotage, bringing drugs into the community, the association games, psychology, chemistry, you name it. Sniveling, rape by deception, worms. Okay? And what I'm saying true? Absolutely, 100%. I've been going on and on about for years. Haven't seen a single, even the beginning of a viable counter-argument. People avoid it like the plague. Like, no, please don't bring that up. Act like bitches. Cowards. Not a man among you if you don't fucking spread this immediately, type of thing. But they don't. It's the last man standing, the one guy telling the truth, the one guy pointing to the divine order, the moral order, the last redeemer ever. Should I be shunned? By rape, by deception, filth? When people don't have a single valid marriage other than my parents? It's ridiculous. It is sick. Your society, your planet is very fucking sick. And I'm the only one that can help them. So I'm the only one with the heart to do the right thing and tell the truth, and that has to do with brain function, even though I'm sabotaged. That's how big the gap is. Romantic, moral, mental, spiritual. Pay the worker his wages is what I say to the attractive women. Stop shunning me. The wages of being the top martial artist and the one guy doing the right thing is the admiration and the willingness to submit by and from potential attractive women.